Hi, it's Mike from Performance Shooting Incorporated. Today I wanted to talk about Ruger's new Security 9, and I also have two other fairly new Rugers laid out beside it, just solely for a size comparison for you. First, and the smallest being the Ruger LCP2. The next one being the EC9S. As you can see, slightly larger. And the third one being the gun I'm going to talk about most today, the Ruger Security 9. And that's substantially larger than the first two I showed you. All three of these guns have a lot of great features. The biggest for me is that they're made in the USA and that they're all priced at or below all the other comparable competition out there. They come with Ruger's name, Ruger's warranty, and at the best price out there from what I can see in the market right now. So what I'm going to do is talk about the Security 9 today. I really want to talk about, in my opinion, is solely my opinion, what I think Ruger did good on it and what I think is not so good. My list of pros is about twice as long as my list of cons, and I'm going to start there. The first thing that I really like about this gun, well, there's two things I've already mentioned. Made in the USA, the price. We sell this gun shipped to the lower 48 states for under $400, which is very hard to find in the market today. A gun with Ruger's name. This is a direct competitor to like a Glock 19. Very similar size, 4-inch barrel. This gun comes with 2 magazines. One thing it has over the Glock is it's made in the USA, and the price is better. Another thing I was surprised with on the Security 9 is the trigger pull is very light, very predictable, and I'm really impressed with the trigger pull on this gun. I wasn't expecting it for a gun under $400 out of the box. I did not expect it to have that good of a trigger. Another thing I was impressed with, they got a white outline sights, kind of Glock style sights, very adequate. They're adjustable in the rear. They look to be plenty sturdy enough. They don't have any really sharp edges. I think they're sufficient. Another nice feature, this gun will fire with the magazine out of the gun, just in case you ever needed it to. The gun will fire with the magazine out of the gun. That's another pro. Very easy to take this gun apart. This is your takedown lever. That comes out. The slide slides forward. So it's easy to take apart, easy to clean. I'm not going to take it apart and show you in this video, but there is a video on Ruger's website that shows you how to do it. Also walks you through an owner's manual. I like that they added this equipment rail here. It's a nice feature if you want to put a light, laser. Especially, I like to have light on my guns, especially, a gun I'm going to have next to my bed at night so I can see what I'm pointing my gun at in the middle of the night in the event something happens. I like the frame. I like what they did texturing it. It fits my hand like a glove, fits it perfectly. I know I could shoot this gun well because the trigger's great. It fits me good. It points well. The sights are good. So I think Ruger did a good job of all the important issues, that affect accuracy and shootability. However, I'm going to talk about the cons now. There's a few things that I dislike, and I really pretty strongly dislike. I'm going to start with the minor ones. This gun's brand new. We haven't even fired this gun, but I have racked the slide a few times, showed a few customers it. And as you can see there, the slide's wearing already. Now the slide's probably been racked 15 times, so I don't think the finish on the barrel is going to be very durable. That is one kind of minor con for me. It's not a huge issue for me. The gun's under $400. It's not a showpiece. It's a tool basically. There is a couple more important cons that I dislike about it. One being the trigger reset. I like the trigger pull, very light. I think that the trigger reset is a little bit long, as you can see. And it may not look that long there, but when you're focused on a target, it feels like an eternity. So I think that the trigger reset is a little longer than I like. But the trigger pull offsets it. So I'm going to still say the trigger's okay. The two biggest cons, in my opinion, are these two controls right here. First being the safety. Too small, in my opinion, and it's too hard to operate. Now my biggest complaint about this whole gun, and I don't know if you can see it well, but right here is this slide release lever is not big enough, and they put these sharp lips around it. They molded into the frame. they're very sharp and they stick out, and your thumb naturally hits that because your thumb's not as small as this little lever they put on there. So every time I use the slide release lever, it hurts my thumb. And I showed that to a couple of my employees, and they agreed with me. They said, that's kind of terrible. So those are the two biggest things that, you know, personally, I dislike the safety. I think it's a little hard to use. This is the biggest thing that I dislike, is these sharp edges here. And the funny thing is, they did not incorporate that on this. It has the same slide release, but doesn't have the sharp edges, and it's much better under EC9S. One thing I think I forgot to mention is Ruger did something internally to make this slide very easy to cock, which is another pro. I mean, it's just very easy. I have a lot of women, and elderly especially, that don't have a lot of hand strength or arm strength, and they have a very hard time cocking guns. This one is very easy. Ruger did an excellent job there. All in all, I think the gun's worth all of what they're going to sell for, under $400. It's got a good trigger. It looks good. It feels good. Sights are good. You know, if I had one complaint, it would be these sharp edges here. I mean, I'm also not a huge fan of the safety. It's a little bit too small and a little too hard to operate. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me at the store, Performance Shooting Incorporated, 518-483-5241. You can also leave a message on the YouTube video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you like my videos, I hope you subscribe to my channel and continue watching. Thanks, and have a good day.